into the rest of the San Francisco 49ers draft picks. Got a little hung up on Danny Gray yesterday, but we're going to keep it pushing. Talk about the rest of the class. Did the 49ers get better? Deebo Samuel. 49ers had a couple of trade offers. The Detroit Lions and obviously New York Jets. We'll get into that and more right here on the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace. Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I'm your host, from 49ers. I was looking at the chat right here, and I saw Jason Verrett's back. We'll get into that as well. But former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker, right here, live and direct. You know what time it is. Getting into the rest of this draft class and some more good stuff. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Got the chat going up. See my guy Mike Shields with the 5 flames. Let's go. Red and gold. Was that Reginald? There we go. Red and gold, Reggie, 5 flames. Let's go. Roland Kendrick, 5 flames. Let's go. We're feeling good. My dog Eddie V in here. Let's go. Dexter Rivers in here. Jason in here. I hope everybody's feeling good, man. Feeling blessed this morning. I got on Twitter, man, and I see one of my followers. I'm following him too as well, and he was like, man, he's got cheated on after five and a half years. And I'm like, man, I don't even know how to react. That's not even the worst part about it. You would think being cheated on after 5.5 years is like the worst part. But it was like, I mean, he's putting this out there. So that's what I'm talking about here. But he got cheated on by his girl after 5.5 years. And then she immediately moved the new dude and his kid into the house. My initial reaction was that scene from White Man Can't Jump when the dude was like, I'm going to my car. I'm shooting everybody up. Like, that was my initial reaction. I'm just like, damn. That's crazy. I don't even know how I would react. I'm pretty chill, so it's like, I don't know. But you move him into my house. Like, that would be the part that kind of, I don't want to say breaks me, but it's like, okay, you cheat on me, whatever. Like, I leave, I do my thing. You move him into my house? Oh, I guess it's not my house anymore. It's his house. All right. Anyways, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the 209ers in here. Turlock, you know, there's only one real 209. That's Stockton, California. But Turlock, you know what I'm saying? Y'all share the same area code. So, you know what it is. It's all good. It's all good. Let's get into a little bit more of the 49ers draft pick. Well, before we do that, let's talk about Deebo Samuel. And I kind of like, I don't want to say I want to stay away from the whole Deebo Samuel thing. It's relevant news, but clearly he's kind of digging in. The reports are he's digging in on he does not want to play for the 49ers. I don't know what his issue is. Is it just money? Did they just got to pay him more? Did the 49ers come in at a disrespectful number like the A.J. Brown thing? Did A.J. Brown said that the Titans offered him $16 million and wouldn't go up from there? Like, what? Why would I take that? Oh, I take that. No way. So it's like, man, we ain't going to get this deal done. Let's just trade him away. All right. And they traded him, replaced him with a younger version of him. Now, again, younger version of him. You could be a younger version, but are you going to be as good? Like, that's the big question. But Treylon Burks plays a lot like A.J. Brown. All right. So we'll see if it works out, obviously. But are the 49ers coming in that disrespectful to Deebo Samuel? Hopefully not. That would be ridiculous, right? He doesn't even want them to offer him anything. So, again, I do think it has to be pretty disrespectful if he's like, don't even offer me anything. I'm not signing with you. And the 49ers are like, nah, we're going to keep you. So, we'll see. 49ers have leverage. It's weird how this works, right? Because technically 49ers have all the leverage. Like, Deebo Samuel can't hold out. We talked about it before. $40,000 a day. I think he'd lose over the course of a season like $4 million. And again, I had said, well, if his agent's willing to front that, then, you know, whatever. I don't think his agent will, but, you know, that would be one thing. But yeah, $4 million, it's a lot of money. A lot of money he'd be losing. So from that standpoint, 49ers have all the leverage. But as far as Deebo Samuel goes, if he says, well, I'll show up, but my back hurts, then he has the leverage. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that, right? I don't know. Do y'all remember Jalen Ramsey, his last days with the Jacksonville Jaguars? Jalen Ramsey's back hurt. And then he gets traded to the Rams, and his back is magically better. So I guess there is a way to kind of hold out while not holding out. My back hurts. My hamstring's a little tight. And what do you do? What do you do when somebody's holding that strong of a stance? I don't know if Deebo's going to do that, but I do know Jalen Ramsey did that, and he got his wish. He got traded. So we'll see how everything goes with Deebo Samuel, 49ers. They were offered a couple of trades. One, and I would have said no to both trades too. Especially the Jets trade, for sure. It was the 10th overall pick and a 5th round pick in exchange for 61 and Deebo Samuel. No way, I'm not doing that. I don't even have to think about that. I ain't doing that. Sorry, Jets. Now, if Jets would have came with 10 and 38, like a lot of people thought, you know what I'm saying, and you don't want that 5th, you don't want that 61, then that's one thing. But they Jets kind of low-key came in kind of a little disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm not giving him up and swap. No way. No way. They would have won that trade. And 49ers aren't in the business of other teams winning trades, especially when they want to keep that player. Now, the Detroit Lions, it was a 1st and a 3rd. And that's essentially what the Eagles gave up for A.J. Brown. But again, what first were the Lions giving up? Because I know they weren't giving up the number 2 overall pick. So I'm assuming the number 32 overall pick, that wasn't going to cut it either. So we're talking about 32 overall and a 3rd round pick, which again, that's the A.J. Brown trade. But I don't think 49ers would do that. Well, clearly they won't do it. They said no. Now, we know that like Detroit Lions ended up picking 12th overall. They traded up. They got Jameson Williams. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that, right? Was it worth it to trade up for A.J. Brown and not give up the pick for Deebo Samuel? Well, they wanted to give up the pick. 49ers were like, no. We'll see how that goes. All right. But anyways, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We're still getting into more of this draft class. Quick news. Obviously, Jason Verrett, he has signed with the San Francisco 49ers. So you look at the 49ers and their group of cornerbacks right now, and we'll dig into some of these draft picks, but you have Manuel Mosley, Javarius Ward, Ambry Thomas, Diamador Lenore, Jason Verrett, Dante Johnson. That's 6 already right there. And then they also have the 2 rookies. So Womack and Castro-Fields. And also guys like Dennard, who came in late and played last year. So who's going to make the squad? That's going to be a great thing to watch there. All of a sudden, 49ers, we'll see. Jason Verrett, obviously he's dealt with injuries. But if you just told me, okay, Jason Verrett's there and he doesn't have to start, I think that's the more ideal situation there. But, 49ers, the secondary, you got some bodies there. You got some guys that can play. We'll find out more about the draft picks. All right, but let's get into some of these draft picks. Yesterday, we touched on Drake Jackson. We touched on, I got to learn how to say his name. Tyrion Davis-Price, running back out of LSU. We definitely touched on Danny Gray. Sorry, I know I went in depth. Somebody was like, Croc, you want to be right so bad about Danny Gray. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be right. I'm just telling y'all what I see. And, it's like people would tell me about him. I'm like, well, this is kind of what I see. And then I put the video on there so y'all could see why I feel this way. But not so much about being right, because really me being right would be that he's good because I want him to be good. That's what I want. I want Danny Gray to be a legit receiver to where you can't figure it out with Deebo Samuel. It's like, all right, we got Danny Gray and we got Brandon Ayuk. And that's what I want. But what I'm seeing right now is, I don't know if Danny Gray's ready for that. All right. But eventually, hopefully he is. 4th round, we got Spencer Buford, offensive lineman out of UTSA. And it's interesting that they listed him as offensive lineman because he played tackle, but he was listed as a guard when the 49ers drafted him. So that's the part right there where, like, oh, okay, is he going to be guard? Is he going to be a tackle? We'll see. Now, y'all know I love my defensive backs. So in the 5th round, 49ers selected Samuel Womack, cornerback out of Toledo. And he was a guy that played primarily on the outside, but he's smaller. He's listed at 5'9". He's 189 pounds. So he's got a little thicker there, right? But he ran in the 4.3s. Terrific 3-cone. I'm like, oh, long arms. This guy is prime for the nickel. How tough is he? Can't wait to watch his film, dive into that, and be able to give y'all the analysis of that. But in all the analysis too, especially diving deep in on some of these players, tune into Locked On 49ers with myself and Brian Peacock. Again, we come at y'all 5 days away. Link is below in the description. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Pods, wherever you listen to your podcast, all that good stuff. We are there. We did the breakdown of Danny Gray last night. It was fun. Obviously, y'all got some of that insight here. But yeah, did the breakdown on that. Awesome. Great. My guy Kylie Young said, compare him to AJ Jenkins, Croc. That's a bit extreme. Okay, so again, it's not me wanting to be right. All right, but AJ Jenkins, are you looking at AJ Jenkins like the results of AJ Jenkins and what he was, or what AJ Jenkins was as a prospect? Because those are two different things, right? He's definitely not Brandon Lloyd. He's not Brandon Lloyd. That's not Brandon Lloyd. All right, but what is AJ Jenkins as a prospect? And I think that's how you got to look at it. View AJ Jenkins as a prospect coming out, which I thought it was weird that they took him over Alshon Jeffrey. Whatever, though. It's like, well, he's fast. You know what I'm saying? And, like, he has really good straight line speed. Like, why do y'all love Danny Gray? He's fast. He has really good straight line speed. Like, you know, so, again, that's as a prospect. Now, as how does a guy translate to the NFL? Just because you can kind of play like someone doesn't mean that, like, you're not going to be better or something like that. So I don't want to say, like, he's going to be AJ Jenkins. Definitely not saying that. No. Matter of fact, y'all would never, ever hear me tell you what someone will be at the next level. I will never do that. Y'all will never hear me say that. I'm not in the business of doing that. I'll tell you who a guy reminds me of. And like, oh, this is where a guy is right now, and hopefully he gets better, whatever. But our draft prospect, you'll never hear me tell you what that player will be. Matter of fact, I probably won't even speak on what someone is or will be until like 2-3 years down the line. Because I have no idea. Like, guys get better. Guys improve. Hopefully. Some guys don't. But you'll find out. But I'll never say what somebody will be. All right. But yeah, he reminds me of AJ Jenkins as a prospect. And that's why he was a late 3rd round pick, almost 4th round pick. And not a 1st round pick with that type of speed. All right. But anyways, so Samuel Womack, I think he's primed to play the nickel. I have to see, how well he tackles and things like that. But just as a prospect, like what I'm seeing, and it sounds like he has terrific movement skills. I like that he played outside, pure coverage guy. Probably going to play in the nickel, be able to compete with guys. We'll get into that. Nick Zakelli, offensive lineman out of Fordham. 49ers got him. Awesome. Kelly Davis, defensive tackle out of UCF. Tariq Castro-Fields, cornerback out of Penn State. We have been following each other for a while, and I didn't even realize it at first. I have a lot of prospects that follow me. He was one of them, and it was fun kind of breaking down some of his film. If you haven't seen it already, I tried to show it yesterday. I don't know what I did, but it's been hard for me to it's hard for me to share my screen, or I don't know what the hell I did. But it's hard for me to do that. But anyways, Castro-Fields, I put some videos out of him on my Twitter page. You'd have to go through and check that out. But good stuff. I'd say this because it's a 6th round pick, 221st pick overall. So, I mean, late in the draft, right? From the little I've seen, I think there's a little bit more versatility and a little bit better movement skills than Ambry Thomas. But maybe not as good of a press man from a technical standpoint. Now, I lean more towards the guy that can play off and be aggressive playing off in space as opposed to the press guy, because if I could teach you press, it's a little bit easier to teach press than it is to be able to play off and be fluid in space from that way. So, got to keep watching. But that's kind of some of my takes on Castro-Fields so far. Good speed, good vertical speed, good feet, fluid, all that. I liked a lot of what I saw. And then they drafted Brock Purdy, 7th round, who we'll see. The 49ers already have 3 quarterbacks on the roster with Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Nate Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld not going anywhere. He got $2 million guaranteed to be a backup quarterback, $3 million overall. So, I mean, he's going to be a 49er. We'll see how they kind of pigeonholed themselves, and they didn't expect Jimmy Garoppolo to be here. That's what that is. They didn't expect Jimmy to be here. So they paid a guy, and we'll see. Now, Brock Purdy, I didn't watch him last year. I remember watching him the year before because he was supposed to be a good quarterback. I was like, kind of stinky to me, but we'll see. And then this past season, looking at the numbers, like, okay, 70% completion percentage, like, that's solid. That's solid. All right, so we'll see. But who makes the team? All right, so I should bring up, let's see if I can look up 49ers depth chart right now, because there is a, oops, what I clicked. Let's bring up 49ers depth chart and talk about who's going to make this team for the 49ers. And the depth chart is good because it just shows. So here we go. On offense, they have the depth chart up right now. They actually have Trey Lance listed as a starter and Jimmy Garoppolo listed as the backup. So that wasn't something I was expecting to see. I don't know why. I think it's just like, I want to say it's a little disrespectful. First of all, 49ers drafted Trey Lance to be the guy, right? But Jimmy Garoppolo, through the last 3 years, he's taken you to 2 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl. So it's like, to have Trey Lance, who hasn't really done anything in the NFL, you have him listed over. Again, it's just a depth chart that probably ESPN put together, not even 49ers. But it was interesting. Like, they got D4 starting at DN. So, so I'm going to put too much thought into it. But it's just interesting that they did that. All right, but anyways, you got Trey Lance starting at quarterback. You got Elijah Mitchell starting at running back. They also have on here Jeff Wilson, Jermichael Hasty, Trey Sermon. They got Trey Sermon listed as the 4th running back, and they don't even have the rookie on here because they only have 4 spots. So you also have the rookie, and he's going to leapfrog Jermichael Hasty. He's going to leapfrog Trey Sermon. He's going to leapfrog probably Jeff Wilson as well. All right. Now, I say that because there's a lot of politics that goes into like the roster construction in the NFL. Turn this light on. There's a lot of politics that goes into the roster construction of the NFL. And typically, man, you draft the 3rd round, like, they're going to try to start sneaking you in there and try to get you out there on the field to play. 49ers with this regime, they have not done that. They will play you when you are ready and not play you to get ready, if that makes sense. That's what I've seen from them. Really to the point to where Kyle Shanahan was like, if they had somebody healthier at the time, Brandon Ayuk would not have played as a rookie. And I know I'm looking at it like, how are you not going to play Brandon Ayuk as a rookie? He did look good. But clearly it wasn't good enough for Kyle Shanahan. He's very particular with what he wants. And we saw that go over to the year 2. But when Kyle Shanahan said that, like, yeah, Brandon Ayuk, if we would have had healthier guys, Brandon Ayuk would not have played as much as rookie year. Like, he was dynamic. He was catching balls. He was going vertical. Like, what do you want? I don't know. Kyle, he's very particular with what he wants. But anyways, so I say that to say, I would assume that the rookie Tyrion Davis Price, I got to remember his name. I got to start remember his name. Yeah, Davis Price. I'm just calling him Davis Price. So I would assume Davis Price would leapfrog some of these guys, but with Kyle Shanahan, you never know. And we saw it last year with Trey Sermon. We saw it last year with Aaron Banks. Like, just because Kyle drafts you and you're drafted kind of high, that does not mean he's going to play your ass. So you better show up and you better be ready. If there are any rookies out there, and players sometimes watch this show. I don't want to act like the players just tuned in, but I do know Jimmy Ward DM'd me on Instagram and was like, hey man, good takes the other day on your show. I'm like, all right, for sure. But in my head, I'm like, watching my show, Jimmy. All right, but anyways, if any of the rookies are watching this show right now, Kyle Shanahan will not play your ass. Like, he don't care where you're drafted. Like, you really got to show up. You really got to show that you belong on there. And maybe if we're talking about year 1, then he would have been a little bit more likely to throw a guy out there that first year. But now you got to really be ready. You got to be ready. And the roster is not bad. So it's kind of tough to really just break through like that. All right. But anyways, look at that. All right. Moving forward, you got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. Those are the three receivers that they have starting. All right. They don't have Kyle Juszczyk listed here, but we all know he starts at fullback. But the list of three receivers. And then behind them, you got some guys, man. Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, Malik Turner. I don't know much about Malik Turner. I don't know much about Austin Mack, but I do know something about Keyshawn Johnson. And Keyshawn Johnson, he's intriguing. Now, I'd assume if we're just looking at it right here for what it is, I would expect the three guys off rip. Deebo, Ayuk, Jennings, you're good. Ray McLeod, you're good. That's 4. Danny Gray, that's 5. You're good. If they do keep one more, I'd expect it to be Keyshawn Johnson. Now, Connor Weddington, he was on the roster last year, I think, like practice squad or whatever. But Keyshawn Johnson, he's intriguing. Keep a lookout for him. All right, as far as other rookies, let's see who can kind of break in here. And Peacock and I touched on Danny Gray. Here's the thing. 49ers typically only dress up like 4 receivers. All right. So if the 49ers only dress up 4 receivers, you got Deebo, Ayuk, Jennings for sure dressing up. Are they going to dress up Ray McLeod or Danny Gray? If Ray McLeod is a special teams guy, I think for Danny Gray to be active on game day, he's going to have to hope that the 49ers keep 5 receivers on the active roster game day. We'll see. Anyways, moving along, they still got Aaron Banks as a backup. They got Jalen Moore, Spencer Burford. Who are they missing right here? Are they missing a rookie? And also, you got some undrafted guys that the 49ers signed. They did get Donovan West out of Arizona State. I think a lot of fans would have liked him. Like, if the 49ers would have drafted him 3rd round, then I bet fans would have been like, hell yeah, we got our center of the future. They got him undrafted. Are y'all still happy? I am. Just in the sense that we'll see. Now, again, I do a podcast every once a week. I think we're done with it right now. We'll see if we end up pushing it throughout the year and highlighting prospects. Maybe I'll talk to them, but the price has gone up for sure. You feel me? Price going up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So they want Crocky on there. Price going up. But anyways, we do it with my guy. Why am I blanking on his name? See, got too many hits to the head. Tony Pauline. All right, Tony Pauline. Tony Pauline was like, Donovan West, I don't think he should get drafted. He's a late day 3 or undrafted free agent. And that's what happened, and the 49ers ended up getting him undrafted. So he was spot on with his evaluation of him and where he should go. Actually, Tony Pauline was right about a lot. I know he's kind of been breaking the news on Deebo Samuel. I will say this. It's when insiders, because, like Tony Pauline, Adam Schefter, some of these guys, a lot of people will be like, oh, he was wrong about this. And it's like, well, was he? He's telling you what he's hearing. Whether it happens or not, that doesn't mean that a guy is wrong. So when Tony Pauline comes out and says, hey, and he comes out right away and says, the New York Jets have picked 10 on the table for the 49ers, which they did. Now, obviously, there's more to it. Swap 61 and a 5th round pick or whatever. And 49ers was like, hell no. But Tony was right about pick 10 was on the table. Right? So, but did the trade happen? No. So now people, I ain't listening to these. I'm not listening to any of these guys. Like, bro, that was real information. Like, there were trades on the table for the 49ers. I don't know. People get weird about that type of stuff. But that's one thing about the insiders and that game, playing the kind of the insider game, which y'all never see me do. But it's like, you can have like legit information and legit insight on a situation. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. But anyways, 49ers also got a guard, Poe, out of Mercer. Terrific athlete for sure. I watched him pre-draft, right, for the draft. So I do a podcast, again, Tony Pauline's on there, is with my guy John Schmelk from the New York Giants. He's their official guy. So this is on like New York Giants official YouTube channel, official website, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. All right, but anyways, we broke down a ton of athletes, and Poe is one of them. And what I saw with him was for someone who's so stout and has a low center of gravity, because he's not very tall, he's like 6 foot, 300 pounds, but he's a terrific athlete. I didn't think he really won with leverage well. It was like, okay, you got to bend at your knees a little bit more. He was a little stiff from that standpoint, but he moved well in space. That was one of the things I saw. So I had noted that pre-draft. You can hear my breakdown of him pre-draft. Now he's on the 49ers. He ended up going undrafted. We'll see what happens, but I like it in the sense of what he potentially can be. But he is really short. So I see a lot of people saying center. Yeah, he played guard. The film I watched of him at Mercer, he was a guard. And they did a lot of power stuff. Maybe the 49ers really like that. Wasn't a whole lot of pass protection stuff to really see. But we'll see. We'll see. Good athlete. Anyways, moving along with some of these guys. Can any of those rookies crack the starting lineup? Because you do have Daniel Brunskill still starting at right guard. Alex Mack, he's talking about, does he want to retire or not retire? Left guard, they got Colton McKivitz slated to go right now. So, yeah, you got some young dudes that could step up and potentially take that spot. I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan would like that. Terra Dome, 6'2", 295. So, I think you're talking about the Mercer kid, right? He might be listed at 6'2", 295, but where he measured in, because he blew away the combine, he measured shorter than that. Let's see. Poe Mercer NFL combine. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Where is it at? My bad. Bear with me now. He like tested through the roof. Let's see. I don't have where's his official numbers at? Because I believe it was closer to, he was listed at 6'2". Yeah, see, he's 6 foot. He's a shade over 6 foot, almost 6'1", 300 pounds on the dot. And he has short arms, 32-inch arm length for offensive lineman, which you would like to have a little bit longer. So a shade over 6 foot, almost 6'1", 300 pounds on the dot. All right, but here's the intriguing thing. The 49ers did not draft safety. Right now, when you look at the depth chart, they have Greg Odom and Jimmy Ward as your starting safeties. And then your starting outside guys on here, which I think we know won't be the case for this, but they got Travarius Ward and Travarius Ward and Jason Verrett starting that corner, which, I mean, I think we're all assuming Emmanuel Mosley will be a starter and Travarius Ward. The safety one, to me, they got Odom there. He hasn't been the starter. I will talk to my guy. I'm blanking on names today. Darius Butler. He's a big Colts guy. I know he was upset about Odom leaving because of his value on special teams. He was like, how you let him get away, coach? Y'all tripping. But I'll see like what he is as a legit safety. And I'll talk to Butler about that. But there's some opportunity for some young guys to play here. They don't have the rookie corners listed here, but I'd expect them to kind of start creeping up on the depth chart, but pretty deep. I saw somebody in the chat say Ray McLeod, special teamer. So the way that he's not just a special teamer. All right. Ray McLeod, I think he was brought in to be a return guy, right? I think he was brought in to be like, all right, we need a return guy. We need somebody that could be a punt returner, kick returner, and do those things. But Ray McLeod did have 40 receptions last year. All right, so it's not like he's just, oh, you're just a special. Like 40 receptions is 40 receptions. Like you're catching passes. Now, he only averaged 7 yards per reception, so it seems like they used him more short area type stuff. But 40 receptions is 40 receptions. So he is a legit receiver out there. So when you think about Danny Gray and what he's going to bring, Danny Gray is going to have to be good, first and foremost. He's going to have to be good. He's going to have to come in. I know we're talking about him transitioning and developing and all those things. And for Kyle to put him on the field over Ray McLeod, who's probably going to be doing returns as well, Danny Gray is going to have to either also do returns and bring some of that special teams aspect, but the 49ers, are they going to have 5 receivers dressed up on game day? How many did they have dressed up on game day last year? We know for sure Deebo, Ayuk, Jennings, and who else? Deebo, Ayuk, Jennings. Who else? Sanu sometimes. I think they're only dressing up 4 receivers. So are they not going to suit up Ray McLeod, who they brought in to be a return guy, and he had 40 catches last year? Or are they not going to suit up the rookie that they drafted late 3rd round, which was, almost a 4th round pick? That's interesting. Oh, Sherfield. Yeah, Sherfield would dress up. So we'll see. We will see. Got a question here. And by the way, I'm going to bring y'all on now. I've been rambling for a while now. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Hey, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Had a good amount of y'all in the chat yesterday. Good amount of y'all in here today. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on live with your boy. Here we go. I got to figure out how to share my screen. Castro-Fields as a safety. Those things, we'll see if they end up moving them to safety. He looks like a corner to me. But if they have other plans for him, 49ers, they do things sometimes. Tarvarius Moore. They drafted Tarvarius Moore, who was a 2-high safety, never played corner. He was 2-high safety there. Junior college, he was a single high safety, and the 49ers drafted him to play cornerback. So, and I was like, that's not a cornerback. Like, I'm looking at how he moves and stuff. Like, didn't look like a corner to me. But they felt like they could try to make it work. Obviously, it didn't work out. But he looked like a safety to me. He looked like a safety. Watching the young kid, Castro-Fields, he looks like a corner to me. But, if he transitions into some kind of hybrid of a corner/safety, like, cool. But I just see him as a corner. But I don't know. We'll see. Because, again, 49ers have done things that I either didn't foresee them doing or didn't agree with. The link is in the chat. Y'all go ahead. Come on live. Shout out to all my people in the chat. We got Papa Dragon up first. Get his thoughts on some of the moves. And also, a question I'm going to be asking a lot of y'all. Did the 49ers get better this offseason? Did they get better? Papa Dragon, you are on. Did the 49ers get better this offseason?
He come back to me.
Okay.
Ready.
All right. We're going to get Papa Dragon off for now. We'll come back to him. But y'all can answer in the chat if y'all don't want to come on live. Answer in the chat. Do you feel the 49ers got better this offseason? Right now, I would say I'm leaning towards no, they did not get better. And here are my reasons for that. As much as I love Trey Lance, from a non-objective perspective, just don't know what we're getting, right? My brother asked me last night, we was driving to Little Rock, and he was like, y'all got a lot going on. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He's like, man, y'all got a lot going on. Like, are y'all better? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. He's like, how many games y'all gonna win? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Because I just don't know. I think a lot of it is on Trey Lance, and we just haven't seen a whole lot from him. So I'm assuming the 49ers will be as good, if not a little bit better. I think there's the potential for that. But I think a lot of it like rides on, well, how well does Trey Lance play from the jump? And that's a big part of it, right? And I think we're looking at the 49ers, a team that went to the NFC Championship game last year, but they were also, a play or so away from not even going to the playoffs. So did they get better? All right. I hope so. I hope so. But I don't know. It's hard to say, especially if Trey Lance is at quarterback, because he's a rookie and you just don't know. I think, and this has always been my perspective on the Trey Lance situation, you got to play him so you can get this experience and get going. And I've been willing to live with whatever happens in that first year of him playing. Whatever happens. So I don't even look at it as, did the 49ers get better? Are they going to be a better team? Are they going to be better because of Trey Lance? I think you're better for playing Trey Lance down the line. That's just the way I view it. Whether it's a good year or it's ups and downs, the 49ers missed the playoffs, whatever. I don't care. Play this young guy, and he's going to be better for it down the line. That's just how I see it. are they better this year? I think that's a tough question to ask, and we're gonna bring on my guy, Mr. Roscoe's, to answer that. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Croc?
Are the
Yes.
49ers better?
Yes.
All right, why?
When you upgrade from Jimmy Garoppolo, you're automatically better. Yeah. I know.
No, this is my show. This is my show. So I gotta I have to. I don't want to be. So first of all, you know, like who told you before the draft? Who did I say was the guy?
You said Kellen Mond was the guy. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
You said Trey Lance.
And I said, and this before, and what were some of the things I was saying about Trey Lance? Like, why was I like Trey Lance is the guy?
You said that you felt that he was actually ready because he played in a pro style system. I forgot what else you said, but there was a lot of things you liked about Trey Lance. I think you liked his leadership skills, you liked his mentals,
Right?
and
So
yeah,
I'm as high on him as anyone. But if we're being non-objective here, although I am extremely high on who he is and what he can become, I still don't know. Like, I can't just come out and say he's an upgrade over a quarterback that, however he did it, whether it's because he leaned on the run game or whatever, but with Jimmy Garoppolo, however he did it, you won a lot of games, right? Whether it's just the defense, whether it's Kyle Shanahan scheming everything open, whether he's only throwing the ball 5 yards downfield, whatever the case is, the 49ers have won a lot of games with Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's hard to just say that a guy who has only started 2 games in the last 3 years or whatever it is right now is just going to come in and be better. Down the line, man, if you tell me 2023, the start of that season, we're cooking. And I'm much more confident about where we are at the quarterback position. But right now, it's just hard to say, it's just an upgrade. But go ahead.
I mean, for me, this is for me.
Okay.
I think that it's an upgrade. I think I seen what I needed to see from Trey Lance, especially because I like when he got things going against Seattle. I like what I seen, and then of course we've seen the improvements from that Cardinals Seattle game, in that Houston Texans game. So for me, it was enough for me to be like, this guy is going to be better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And so I honestly feel that the team is better. And not just because of that. That's just one reason. I think we have a more dynamic quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo did the bare minimum. I mean, I think Trey Lance can do the bare minimum. If he does the bare minimum, he'll actually still be better than Garoppolo because he just has more athletic abilities and gifts. I like how we upgraded the cornerback room. I think you can agree there. There's a lot of depth. And shout out to Jason Verrett, baby. We signed Jason Verrett back. I think that, the linebacker room is good. Oh, and then I feel like we upgraded the defensive line. So I think that's a plus there. Do we have question marks? We have question mark 1 at the safety position. We have a question mark, I guess you could say, on offensive line, but I'm really not. I guess we got to see what Mac does, but I guess you could say we got a question mark on the offensive line and a 1 question mark at a safety. But I say this to fans: there's no perfect team. Every team
and I
is
was
going
going
to
to say
have
that
holes.
you're like, we got question marks, and that was my first. And I was going to let you get your take off, but my mind went to every team has question marks.
Exactly.
Right? Now the big thing is you don't want a question mark at the quarterback position. But aside from that, every team has areas where, like, we might not be as strong here, but we're stronger here, right? 49ers might not be, even if, let's say, Trey Lance comes out and not even Trey Lance, let's say the cornerbacks. Oh man, cornerbacks aren't great. But the front is damn good, and they help, and we saw that last year, right? So that's why I'm using that as an example. But go ahead.
But yeah, we don't have Jason. We don't have Josh Norman or Drake Kirkpatrick. Thank God from heavens above. Those guys are not on our team no more. I love, and actually we upgraded the receiver position too. Because Deebo's gonna be back. John Lynch put it out there. So Deebo, Ayuk, and Jennings. But then we upgraded getting Marcus Johnson, Ray McLeod, and adding, a young rookie,
Danny Gray.
so
Yeah.
Danny Gray. So, and I still like the Tate Martin undrafted signing. I think he's going to really push, even if he has to be practice squad the first year. He may come in there and make some noise. So I
Who?
definitely think the 49ers upgrade. I mean, we don't have to worry about.
Who'd you say
I mean,
practice
salute.
squad?
Who what?
Who'd you say practice squad?
I said I like the Tate Martin what do you call it, the undrafted signing. I said if he doesn't make the team, he can probably most likely be on the practice squad, just like we did with Jawan
Oh,
Jennings.
okay, you saw receiver out of Oklahoma State.
Correct. Yeah. Remember, he used to play at Wazoo, and then he went to Oklahoma State. He balled out both places, but he actually really had a pretty decent year this year. And then I like his size. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a good kid, man. Good hands. I can't tell you about his route running, but I think
I'll
he'll.
watch
I think
him. My brother Angry Donald. My brother Angry Donald. He's actually at my house right now. He sleep on the couch, but he's been in communication with him a ton for whatever reason. I have no idea. I don't even know how he knows him, but he knows the kid somehow.
Wait, did you get what I told you?
What
I told you to interview.
interview Angry Donald?
No, Tay Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'll get that. Y'all want Tay Martin on there?
Forget what that's a 49er.
All right.
It'll be
I got
cool.
I got the corner whenever I want to. Wait, is there a corner safety? The kid out of UCLA safety corner.
I didn't see his name because I don't care about UCLA, but and I know what you're talking about because we signed a corner. Is it more or something more? No, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah, get these guys on the show because I think it's cool that the 49er faithful get to learn who they are. So I definitely think it'll be dope to introduce them to the Niner faithful, and then you can give them some advice from your perspective because you had to go through the grind like them.
Right. And this
But all right,
right,
Croc. Yep. Yeah. So overall, though, I think the 49ers. I definitely think the 49ers got better, and I gave you specific reasons. I mean, you may have the question mark at quarterback, but I personally just don't. I think, like I said in the beginning, I think Trey Lance could do the bare minimum and still be better than Garoppolo just off the physical gifts and abilities that he have.
Okay, and then my only pushback on that is, although Jimmy did the bare minimum, there were certain times where he came through in a timely manner, and I think that helped. So that's it's just being able to do that, and if he could do that, I mean, 49ers probably win more games than they won last year, right? So yeah, that's it. But I appreciate you coming on, Chris.
Let me get this last word in, Croc.
Okay, go ahead.
He did those things because he had to bail himself out. Have a good day.
All right, I agree. I agree. I agree with Chris there. It's like what they call it, digging yourself out of a hole, or it was like he like start the fire. Someone said that. It's not my take. I think it was on Grant Cohn's show or one of these shows where it's like it's Jimmy G outside and he like throws gasoline on your house and then throws the fire like a candle in there, makes the fire go crazy, and then he also brings the fire truck around and hoses it down. All right, so that's Jimmy Garoppolo. So I have a conflict in my schedule here. So what we're going to do here, because I forgot I have a podcast I got to do at 10 o'clock my time, not y'all time. So in 40 minutes. So I'm going to bring everybody on. Everybody will get 2 minutes. All right, because I got 7 people lined up. So everybody come on for 2 minutes and just kind of, again, do you think the 49ers got better? And if so, you can talk about why or why not. There will be a timer. So, because I don't want to have to like, kick people off and stuff. That's not my thing. I like when we get to kind of ramble on. But I got to do a little preparing for this podcast too. So here we go. Everyone's going to have 2 minutes and just, did the 49ers get better? Did they not? and what do you like? And I'm just going to go down the line of how everybody's in there right now, starting with Papa Dragon. Did the 49ers get better? What do you like or not like? Your time has started now.
I'm going to say that the 49ers got better, asterisk, 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 asterisk. First asterisk is
Wait, hold on, Papa Dragon. Can you, and I'll pause the time real quick. Can you say they got better with that many asterisks?
Yes, I can. There's 3 asterisks
Okay.
there. So the first
Okay.
asterisk obviously is Trey Lance. You don't know what you get with the draft pick because it's like a scratch-off ticket. So we'll see what happens with Trey Lance. I believe that he will be better. If he can average what Russell Wilson averaged over his career, 25 yards a game, that's an additional 25 yards a game based on Shanahan schematics. And he is not a turnover machine. He's not a turnover type of a player. He's very conservative, and he will go down the field. So I think Trey Lance will be an improvement. The other improvement I'm hoping will happen will be the offensive line. It's hard to say that because we have so many people leaving, but it wasn't like the people who left or being shifted around were just always walking around with a Pro Bowl sticker on their helmet. So I do believe that that they can improve there as the season goes. And then I believe number 3 asterisk is because of TDP. I think TDP will be the most valuable rookie drafted this year. I believe that he will start. And I do believe Elijah Mitchell will have a little bit of a better year, but I still think that he will be fighting injuries. I like TDP, who is the rookie running back out of LSU. I have a lot of familiarity with him in this area. He's a real tough guy. Reminds me of Deebo when he runs the ball. So it'll be nice to see him. I think the special teams has improved. So no way we're going to be 26 this year. So I think that would be a lot higher than that. I think defense has improved. So in our division, I think that we've gotten tougher. And I think the coaching staff, they brought in some pretty good names there. Anthony Lynn, Greasy, some people who kind of know the ins and outs of the business. So that's my 2 minutes. I think we got better, but like last year, we'll grow. That's my time.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you coming on, Papa Dragon.
All right.
All right, here we go. Next up, we got J Law. J Law, did the 49ers get better? How confident are you with that? Your time starts now.
I would definitely say that they got better. By the way, good morning, Crack. I agree with a lot of what Papa Dragon just said. We made improvements where we needed to make improvements. As far as from like a statistical standpoint on some of the draft picks that they brought in, like the cornerbacks that we ended up picking up, they look really, really promising. So I think our cornerback room got a lot better, which was a glaring need last year. The signing with Jason Verrett, that gets me like exciting, because he's an amazing cornerback when he's on the field. And if he can stay on the field, our secondary just became very, very dangerous. The most glaring need, in my opinion, right now is the line, offensive side. I think our defensive line got better, especially with Kinlaw coming back healthy and everything we're hearing about him. So keep the good vibes heading that way for all of that. But I think right now the biggest glaring need is the offensive line, but I feel confident about that too, because they picked up like 6 offensive line. There's got to be a couple serviceable linemen within that. Yeah. So, and I still have a lot of faith in Aaron Banks. The guy's dropped a lot of weight. I've seen some videos of the dude running around. He looks good. So if he's the replacement for Tomlinson, I think we're going to be okay. What's the biggest question then? Alex Mack? I think he's coming back for one more season. If that's the case, we've got a rookie behind him, and it's just going to keep rolling right on down the field. So I think we did get better. Maybe that's just me with my blinders on as the fan, but I feel like we did get better. Could we have gotten even better than that? Yeah, there are some picks I feel like they could have taken, but they drafted for like the best possible guy at that position when it was available. I don't feel like they took for need at any point during this draft, which is good for me. But I'll let you go, Croc. I know that was my 2 minutes, man. You have yourself a great morning, right?
All right, you too. Here we go. Up next, we got my guy Swan Song. All right, Swan Song. Your
What's
2 minutes
up?
starts now. Good morning.
Good morning. So yeah, I think we got better on offense. Okay, we're talking about Jimmy G and Trey Lance, and this is where most of my argument would be. So Jimmy G is that set of tires that it's pretty good, but once you got him at speed, going 60 miles or hard right turn, does some swirly stuff, right? And Trey Lance is that new set of tires that the factory just came out, better model. Jimmy G is like the Goodyear tire, right? Trey Lance is like the Michelin tire, right? It's like the best tire. Everything looks right. And you've already taken around on a spin with him. And you're like, this works. Like, we got to think he won that Texans game. I mean, the Texans were looking tough at that time, right? They had just beat the Chargers. We had to win that game. If we didn't win that game, we're not even talking about playoffs. He comes in as a second start, looks shaky in the first half, gets it done in the second half. So we already know what we got. And now he has a whole offseason to get better. So we already seen what he's done in pressure. So that's why I have faith with that. I think special teams definitely got better, man. If we didn't get better at special teams, I don't even know what, because it seemed like that was the big, the thing that they consistently addressed in the offseason, right? Besides the Travaris Ward signing, everything else was, special teams. So defense, yeah, the D-line is got crazy depth. I think they got better. Travaris Ward obviously made it's like, that looks great. And then now signing Verrett, wow. Like, I think, I don't know what the deal is, them not signing Tart at this point, because it seems like, I don't know what they're planning to do there, but maybe Tart's stuck on a number and they're negotiating it. But them bringing Verrett back tells me that they'd probably want to bring Tart back too. So yeah, I think we got better as a team. Thanks, man.
All right, all good. I like it. Here we go. Coming up next, got my guy, Andre Williams. Andre Williams, good morning. Your 2 minutes starts now. Did the 49ers get better?
Top of the morning, Crocky. You know what? Did the 49ers get better? I'm going to say we don't know yet, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, you got to say yes or no, and then you got to discuss why.
Damn. Okay, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say no. Did they get better? No. We're talking about comparing them to last year's NFC Championship 49ers. I'm going to say no. Special teams, I think, got better with the additions of George Odom, Oren Burks, Ray McLeod, right? We did get better there. Our D-line got better. D Ford is done. We hardly no production since he's been on the team, except for that 2019 year. We added Drake Jackson, and I like that Kamiko Ture signing on the other side to go with Ebucom and that Amina who dude with Bosa. I like that. So I think we got better there. Then we got better in our cornerback room with Charvarius Ward, signing Jason Verrett if he's healthy. That's a good signing, our rookies. Now on the offensive side, O-line, question marks. We lost Tomlinson, who was not a Pro Bowler like I forget who made the joke, but he was consistently available, right? We don't know if we're going to get Mack back. Right tackle, what's McGlinchey's health like, right? Wide receiver, is Deebo going to resign? We don't know at the moment if that's going to happen. So then the big one is with Trey Lance. Jimmy G, we know what we're getting, right? And in the last 3 years, we got what out of Jimmy G? 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl appearance. So can I say we got better? No, because we don't know yet. Until we get on the field, until they put it all together, and until Trey Lance can prove and show that he could take us to an NFC championship game at least, we cannot say we got better. And that's
gotcha. All right. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, y'all.
Here we go. Got the next caller coming on. My guy, Pterodome. Good morning. Got
Good
2
morning.
minutes. Did the 49ers get better? And why?
I shall be very quick. I think we held serve. And if that's any indication, if that's too ambiguous, I got to say we didn't quite get better. I think with every decision that we made, it kind of nullifies out what we did. I'll say that we didn't quite sign what we needed to sign in case of bolstering our offensive line and making it with authority and announcing with authority that this is the guy that will replace McGlinchey. This is the guy that's going to replace a Brunskill and make it better in terms of if Mac does retire. We didn't do it with authority. I like the pickup of a Big Drake from USC. I think that was great. But then that pick in the I think it's the fourth round or the beginning of the third for a running back, when we usually pick up a running back a little further along in the trough, it wasn't a value pick. However, we went back later on with the unsigned free agencies and picked up a center then. It seems like every other way you look at it, we nullified out one thing by picking up another. So in essence, we held served. I don't feel like it was a resounding yes. This was the need. This announced with authority, we're better. This was every indication it's taken care of. And with that being said, you can't definitively say, yeah, I'm not worried about that anymore. We're a step better in the NFC Championship. Those 3 points have come back to the San Francisco 49ers. I'll see you in Las Vegas.
I like it. All right. And that's crazy. You're right on time, too, with the 2 minutes. Thank you for coming on, Pterodon.
Not a problem.
All right, here we go. Next step. So we've had a couple people say, no, I don't think we got better. Let's see what Medic Mike thinks. Medic Mike, you on?
What's going on? I know I got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna keep it quick. Did we get better? I have to say no. I think people,
another one.
I think I think there's two ways people are looking at it. From a theoretical perspective, which a lot of people are saying, I can see how we can be better, and I can see how we can be better. But realistically, from this point, you cannot say we're better. Mike McGlinchey, huge question mark. Yes, they say he's coming back good. I got to see you on the field. That's a very bad injury you sustained. Alex Mack, we have no idea if he's going to retire or not. Laken Tomlinson, who didn't hardly miss any games and was Mr. Consistent, could be gone. That's three pieces.
He did not miss a game. He did not miss a game.
Not one game. He's gone. So, I mean, that's three.
Not only did he not miss a game, he didn't even miss a snap. Last season, he played 100% of the offensive snaps.
There you go. So, I mean, you can't realistically say you have an unknown commodity coming in that's just going to replace that. Like, I love the optimism with the draft picks, but you can't say that. Drake Jackson, loved the pick. Didn't think he was going to fall to us. You cannot say Drake Jackson or Toure are better than DJ Jones. So I do not believe our D-line got better. Maybe more deep, not better. Our cornerback room, we got better. We added Travarius Ward, but and Chris alluded to this. He said no more Norman, no more Kirkpatrick. At this time last year, they weren't on our roster either. So I mean, let's be real about that. We haven't signed Tart. So can I say we got better? I can't. I can see a situation where we are better, and I think that mostly hinges on Lance. But I can't say for a fact that we're a better team right now.
All right, man. I hear you. All right, I'm gonna get to the next caller, man. Appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
All right, shout out to my guy Medic Mike, the good take. I like it, man. I like it, and I like the, because again, I think we're all optimistic as far as like the season, and we want the 49ers to be better. But I do think it's hard to just be like, yeah, we 100% got better than what the roster was last season. I think it's a little hard to say. I think there are a lot of question marks. I think there are, and that doesn't mean it's a bad question mark. It's just, all right, like, who's going to play in the nickel, right? Like, that's a question. I think heading into last year, you knew Quan Williams is a nickel. Quan Williams has played really good football in the nickel spot. Who's going to be the nickel moving forward? Those are things, you just don't know. So it's ultimately just a question mark, right? And I think there are a good amount of question marks. Here we go. Last guy up, my guy Darius. Darius, it's been a while. Good morning. You got 2 minutes.
Good morning, Croc. I'm just saying that they made good decisions in the draft. In my opinion, I think they did all right. They could have did better, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the last two callers. But they didn't get better. I mean, we let go of our best guys that were proven. Lincoln, we drafted him, I believe. I hated watching him
No,
go. So it's like,
no, we
I
didn't
can't say we
draft him,
got
but
better.
we traded him. He was the first round
Okay.
pick to by the Detroit Lions, but we traded for him early in his career.
Right. I just know he's been with us for a while, bro. Like that was crazy. And the way that Trent was pushing for him, I thought he was really going to get a contract and stay. But yeah, I can't say that we got better. But what I do want to know, Croc, Leon O'Neal, bro, I'm kind of like happy about him, but I've been seeing some people talk bad about him. I watched his highlights, and of course those look good. But I want to know what do you think his chances are of making this team as a guy in the box type of safety?
Okay, and I have to watch him. I don't want to act like I've seen a lot of this kid. I'd say just off rip, just how the NFL goes, it's hard to make it as an undrafted free agent. So the odds are already stacked against them. If you look at the 49ers and their guys that they currently have, and I pause your time while I'm talking, but if you look at the guys the 49ers currently have, how many safeties did they keep last year? Probably like 4, right? They had Jimmy Ward, Tart, Hufanga, Tavon Wilson, but probably like 4 safeties, right? So if you look at 4 safeties, if they're going to keep 4 on the active roster again, you have Ward, Hufanga, Odom, and Tarvarius Moore. So that's 4 right there. If all 4 of those guys make the squad, then it's going to be harder for a guy like O'Neal to make it. That's not saying he can't. Maybe he shows out and they're like, all right, Tarvarius Moore, you're out of here. Or all right, Hufanga, you're out of here. Like there is the chance for that. He can beat someone out if he just really shows up and shows out. But I do think it's just hard. It's hard to make it as an undrafted guy.
For sure, man. Thank you, bro. That's all I really had a question on. I've been watching from afar, bro. I'm still tuned in, bro. Even I ain't called in a minute, but I'm just proud of you, bro. On me, like just knowing where you came from, bro. Just watching bro. I can't wait for that gym to get done, to be done getting built.
Man, yeah, me too.
That's gonna be amazing, man.
Every time it rains, it puts us like a week behind.
It's still raining out there?
Hell yeah, man. I live in the South. It don't stop raining. It'll rain and then it'll rain and then it gets like hella humid. It rained this morning.
Damn. All right, man, for sure, bro. Have a good day, bro. And God bless, man. Much success to you, bro.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody coming on, giving their thoughts on if the 49ers got better. And again, we hope so. We hope so. And if everything goes as planned and Trey Lance comes in and he's cooking, and the running game, you got a combination of the new kid, Davis Price, with Elijah Mitchell, and Deebo's like, you know what? I'm not angry anymore. He's cooking with Ayuk, and then you got Big Dog Jennings, and you got Danny Gray over the top, taking it deep. You got McLeod at return team. Your defense getting after with Bosa and Drake Jackson and all those young guys on D-line. Kinlaw's knee stops bothering them. Your cornerbacks are outstanding. If everything goes well, this team will be very tough to beat. Very tough to beat. But the likelihood of everything going great is tough. We just got to see how it plays out. I would say I do not think the team is better right now. Heading into this season, I don't think that this team is better than the team last year heading into the regular season. But I'm very optimistic that they potentially can get there. And if they do, they will be very, very dangerous. Shout out to everybody that tuned into the show today. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Got to cut it short just a little bit because I got to go on. The Draft Season podcast is the last episode with myself, Tony Pauline, John Schmelk will be on there. You can tune in on all of the New York Giants streaming sites, their YouTube channel, their website, wherever you want to go. But this would be the last episode, I believe. The last episode. If it's not, price going up. All right. But shout out to everybody, man. Hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Appreciate everybody that contributed to an amazing show today. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning. Love y'all. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. All that good stuff. Good health to everyone. And we are out of here. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker over midfield. He'll run it all the way into
Cross Talk TV podcast. Peace.